Hey, what's up guys? Books Nelson here, back with another video. And today we'll be breaking down these Spark cards and really seeing if Doug Christie, Kyle Kuzma, and Clint Capella can save this collection. Before I begin and get into the content, I want to let all you guys know that I am working on a Devin Booker tutorial. So if you're into that sort of thing, be on the lookout for that in the next day or so, because I found something with him that really unlocks the card and I think elevates him again above what was previously known. So we're going to get into that later on. All right, so let's get right to the content now. All right, so first we're going to start from the bottom to the top. I think Jason Terry might be the worst card. It'll be either him or Dame. So let's look at Terry first. So 6'2", which is obviously a terrible situation with the 6'5" wingspan, also not great. And yeah, he's super tiny. Now Jason Terry historically is a card that shoots really well. Can he dunk? He can dunk. He has an 85 driving dunk, so I would 100% put a shoe on that. If for some weird reason you're using Jason Terry, I am of the mind that this is a filler card almost no matter what he does. That unless he had Patty Mills base, I'd say hold on now. Maybe you can go out there and really tear people up with this card offensively, but this base would have to do that. Let's see, what's his behind the back? It appears he should have a very good behind the back, but I've been lied to before in this pro behind the back, so we'll see. Pro Tool Leaner is actually excellent. He looks like he should be exactly what you expect. I mean, he's got some really good six. Trey, escape, D Rose, size up with Kyrie Irving, John Wall, step back. It looks like they basically gave him most of the elite dribbles. This Luka crossover is actually pretty good too. That's very good for the bread and butter for going to the basket. Not as good as Kobe or John Wall, but is probably the third best, or at least in the conversation for third best behind Kobe and John Wall. And really, Kobe and John Wall are identical, so you could almost look at as Luka as second best, because I haven't really seen a reason that makes Kobe better than John Wall. They both seem to do the same thing. I have to explore that deeper. But yeah, that's what you're getting with Jason Terry. I mean, he can dunk a little bit, excellent shooter, excellent dribbler, super small. Moving forward, Grayson Allen. All right. 6'4" with a 6'7" wingspan, which we do like that size a lot more. He's also 198, so he's not the skinniest card. He should have reasonable size, and this should be a usable card. So let's see what we're talking about from an animation standpoint. I didn't look at Jason Terry's badges because his badges are all, I'm 6'2". That's what he has. Hall of Fame, I'm 6'2". So we're going to keep it moving. Grayson Allen's shot. I have shot with this card, and I think he's okay. I remember using him for objectives. His Pro 2 leaner, normal 2 hop jumper, which is actually excellent. Melo and Michael Jordan dribble style, it's fine. Not the best, but it's fine. James Harden combo moves is excellent. Trey escape is excellent. Kobe breakdown, nothing to write home about. Westbrook crossover, I think is just okay. It's not super fantastic. I'd love for Westbrook to get a better crossover next year. Because going to the basket, obviously he's one of the greatest of all time, and I want that represented in the game. Kyrie step back. So this card is a little strange because he's got good wiggle, but he doesn't have a real kill move. Again, this pro behind the back, hopefully Jamal Murray or James Harden. We'll see what this pro behind the back is when we get him. But yeah, he looks okay. He looks basically okay. Let's look at the stats and badges. Defensively, what he's talking about. Okay, very complete on the defense end, although I will say with a not super fantastic wingspan, the 6'7", could be better, could be worse, right? At 6'4". Not having Hall of Fame challenger is going to hurt him a little bit. I think everything else with clamps and golden movable, that should be fine. What's his strength rating? Strength is a little bit unfortunate because if he had an 86 strength, you can get him to 90 strength, and I think that would feel a lot better on the defensive end. And playmaking badges. Whoa, he has so many playmaking badges missing. Point guard without dimer, and he doesn't necessarily need break starter, but no bailout. That's tough. That's tough, especially in this game where, 2K24, there's so much bailout. No physical handles also. So he's going to get bumped more than he's going to be giving out the physical collisions on the perimeter. So we don't love that. 90 driving dunk is great. This guy, he looks solid. He looks solid. I don't, at this point in time, I don't rate him above the other ones that have come out, the other free point guards that have come out, like Drew Holiday, that you can get right now. Drew Holiday, Derek White. I think those cards are actually fantastic. And I don't rate him in that Drew Holiday class. He looks like a notch below. However, I will say this jumper on very quick could change everything. If this jumper is on very quick, feels really good, having the Pro 2 leaner, having the normal 2 hop jumper, offensively, this card could be really, really good. Defensively is where I have concerns. In fact, before we do that, let's just look at him versus Drew Holiday. Because this Drew Holiday card, I'm just so, over the moon about this Drew card. So you see here, the 205 versus the 198 doesn't seem like a big difference, but Drew's character model is fantastic. I have to look at Grayson's character model again to see if he compares, but again, Drew 6'5 versus 6'7, and Drew is like a running back out there or a linebacker or something. Like, he's just so stocky and he's just so, wide, you know what I mean? That he gets so much favorable stuff. And you see here defensively, just pluses everywhere. And in some cases, +9, +6, +5. That stuff really adds up on the defensive end. Drew's more athletic, right? He's faster. You can get his athleticism to 99 if you so choose. And then with the shooting, Drew feels fine as a shooter. I'll be honest with you. Like, Drew's shot takes some getting used to, but I've had a lot of success with Drew online. So yeah, I would right now definitely, obviously you can't get Drew right now, but you can get Derek White, who's also good. Now, on paper, I like Derek White more, but because of the way Drew performs as a slasher, as a defender, and now that I'm used to Drew's jumper, I put Drew above them. So if you didn't get Drew, then I would say, even with that, maybe get the Derek White. And I have to take a second look at that Dark Matter Donovan Mitchell as well. We haven't looked at that card yet. We will look at that card soon. And also compare them. So again, there's so many point guards out there that I don't know if Grayson Allen plays unless you're literally just a Suns fan or a Duke fan. All right, we're not going to do Clint Capella yet. First, we're going to go to Damian Lillard. Let's see if they changed his animations. So he has Kyrie dribble style, Trae Young, Trae escape. The Dame crossover, shout out to Kevin Cruz, is actually really great for creating leaners, and he has Pro 2 leaner. So I would say that is an advantage to him that works very well. And then the Steph Curry allows you to go to the basket. So that's very good. He's got his shot on very quick, which everybody knows what that's like because Dame has had so many Galaxy Opals leading up to this moment. So this is a very confusing release to me just because they gave out Dame Lillard card like candy not too long ago. And I don't know how much better he'll be, but let's find out how much better he'll be. So yeah, I put Dame Lillard. I'll just compare him with his best All-Star card. Very close athletically. I would go as far as to say almost identical. The big exception being he does have more strength. So maybe this one feels a little better with a shoe. You could get to 90 before. So I don't know if you'll feel the difference between, 93 and 90 flat. But standing dunk is much higher at 6'2". I don't know how many standing dunks you're going to get. The shorter you are, the less you tend to standing dunk. But I know at a 6'5" and up, it starts to get really reliable. 6'4" and under, I don't know about that. But he should be great going to the basket with the driving dunk. And listen, Dame is a card I think offensively you can still perform with Dame. Getting the Trae escape over the Lillard escape is actually a massive upgrade. And that's and he has the Pro 2 leaner over the Pro leaner. So this is actually a reasonable upgrade from an animation standpoint. And let's see what he's looking like badge-wise. Shooting, he was already super duper elite. I don't know why he has Gold Back Down Punisher and Dream Shake. I don't know when that's happening. That just seems like a waste of man hours, to be honest with you. We are on last gen. Let's go to current gen. Okay, so yep, still with the post-up badges. Don't know what that's for. Mid-Editions Hall of Fame. I don't think you'll tell the difference because his shot rating is so high that if you miss a mid-range shot, it has nothing to do with your badges and everything to do with the fact that you either took a bad shot or released it improperly. Triple Strike, going to give you a couple of more stuns, but otherwise, badge-wise, basically identical. Hall of Fame Slithery is nice. Maybe will help you a little bit getting those extra layups. But outside of that, very, very similar cards, although this card, the new Dame Lillard, is a significantly better dribbler with that Trae escape. He's going to definitely be more creative, and with the Pro 2 leaner and the Trae escape and the Dame crossover, I actually do think offensively, at the upper skill levels, this card is better. But at the end of the day, he is 6'2", and Dame isn't particularly big on the court. So, there's that as well. Alrighty, so Doug Christie. Very, very interested in Mr. Christie here. So first things first, I'm noticing his shot ratings are not over the moon high. So you definitely need a shoe to get these both to 94 or at least 93 if you don't have a +4. Speed-wise, athletically, okay, the strength is 89, which we absolutely love. Speed, you definitely want to boost that as well. Defensively, he's absolutely fine. He doesn't need anything defensively. In fact, defensively, I probably wouldn't touch that on the shoe. And I'd put the third thing on driving dunk. Like, so, I'm looking at the shoe with Doug Christie because his ratings are a little on the lower side. So I definitely would say shot, speed, strength, driving dunk. That shoe, I think, brings Doug Christie up to the level, both athletically and as a shooter. Now we see here badge-wise, extraordinarily complete. We knew he would be a great defender, and he looks like he's going to be a great defender. Challenger, clamps, fast feet, glove, movable, all Hall of Fame, all of the good stuff Hall of Fame. Does not need, honestly, this card doesn't need any badges all on its own. I would say if you were taking him into triple threat, box out, beast, and rebound chaser, you could throw it on him if you have extras. And yeah, outside of that, this card is a very low resource card. And if you're familiar with this channel, I highly favor cards that don't demand resources because it looks good when you're looking at one card and you go, oh, he only needs these badges. It's totally fine. But then when you look at 20 cards that all need badges, you quickly find that resource drain can start to make some people use decisions, especially you crazy people out there selling badges to pull packs, right? So I don't go in with the notion that everybody has 20 of every single badge. Okay, animation wise, what we really needed to know. Okay, hold the phone. There's some good stuff going on here with Doug Christie. I just got a lot more interested in this card. Kobe size up with Michael Jordan dribble style, absolutely fine. Kemba escape, arguably the best escape in the game, right next to Trae Young. I still think it's somewhat preference. I do really, really like the Kemba escape. Jordan Poole combo moves, I gotta look at that. I know Kevin Cruz made some Jordan Poole videos earlier in the year. I'm not sure. I know Jordan Poole also has some bad animations, so I gotta see what the combo moves are looking like. Pro breakdown, we definitely have to see what that is. Yeah, I don't know what this breakdown move is off the top of my head. So we'll have to see what that is, because that could be important, because there's some breakdown moves that actually do help your gameplay. Zach LaVine crossover. Okay, I'm a little scared of this Zach LaVine crossover. Gotta definitely take a look at that in game. But Curry step back, that's fantastic. The Curry snatch is actually really, really good. Moving behind the back, not going to tell us exactly what it is, because these cards, some of them have different moving. But like, if it's the one that De'Aaron Fox has, then that's awful. But if it's the one that, Larry Bird has, then it's great. So I don't know which behind the back that's going to be. But Larry Bird moving hezzy, not great, but we can work around it. It's fine. It's fine. You just have to get a little better at the controls to get most out of the hezzy. But yeah, with Pro 2 Leaner and these SIGs and a good defensive card, I have to say, Doug Christie is one of the better free point guards available. I think Doug Christie can definitely somewhat save this collection a little bit. And that puts me in a better mood. We're not going to go to Kuzma yet. Now we will finally go to Mr. Clint Capella. Okay, 69 3 ball. That's definitely enough to hit with, and this is important, an 84 mid range. Let's go ahead and look at these badges. So he does have catch and shoot and corner specialist. So and green machine. So honestly, the only badge he needs is open looks. After open looks, I would say probably Deadeye. After Deadeye, I would say Agent 3. And beyond that, and Agent 3 is not because you're going to take leaners with him. It's just because if he does anything and is moving at all, Agent 3 is going to proc. So if he's like moving to the corner and catches the ball, you don't want to get a big penalty for moving. That's why you would put Agent 3 on him. Obviously, you're not going to be doing step back threes with Clint Capella unless you're a maniac. Definitely, and for the same reason, handles for days, you want to throw that on him because same thing. If you do any dribbling with the card, and we haven't even looked at his SIGs, but really, literally anything, it's going to drain more stamina, and centers lose stamina very, very quickly. So anything you can do to prevent that stamina drain would be ideal, right? And even for that reason, might even think about physical handles. Again, just if he's getting bumped, it's not even about that play, but if you're going to the basket and getting bumped, if you have the possibility of bumping them and they lose stamina rather than you lose stamina, that might be another thing to look at from a badge perspective. But yeah, his badging is pretty straightforward because what's his break starter at? What is your break starter, sir? There it is, gold break starter. Yeah, he's fine badge wise. I think he's good across the board. All right, so defensively, we expect him to be really good. 90 speed, respectable, and his height is at 6'10". Ooh, okay. So that's the thing about he has a 7'5" wingspan, which is solid, but at 6'10", I don't recommend this card at center, and I don't think he's a good enough shooter to play power forward. He reminds me of the old Tyson Chandler, right? So it really depends on how good this shot release is. I haven't used this shot release. It is on very quick, which we like a lot. Kobe Escape, Tatum Size Up, Pro Dribble Style is actually very good. Another reason I would 100% put that handles for days on him. Devin Booker combo moves is pretty mid. Michael Jordan crossover, not super great. Got to see what this behind the back is when we get the card. Same thing with this moving step back. Got to see what that is when we get the card, although this list of names is not particularly encouraging on the step back. But he's got Nikola Jokic hop jumper, which is actually fantastic. And so another reason I would say this mid-range. Hold on, let's look at these badges again. Does he have Space Creator? Okay, so now Space Creator goes up. Because with that Nikola Jokic step back and Pro Dribble Style, this basically my Galaxy Opal Jokic tutorial. You can apply that to this card, right? Just basically do all that stuff with this card. And I think he might be he might be solid. He might be solid. I know the shooting is not ideal. What you're hoping is that he's so good from a defensive standpoint that he justifies existing. So this is a card that could go either way. If he performs very well defensively on the floor and that jumper feels really good, you can definitely cook with this card, especially when you put that Space Creator and that mid-range rating, get that mid-range rating up. I think he'll be fine as a three-point shooter because with a shoe, he's going to be in the 70s, and the mid-range is going to help you so much in the corner. Alrighty, and now finally, last but hopefully not least, Mr. Kyle Kuzma. So badge-wise, already like what I'm seeing. He looks extremely complete. Space Creator, the only badge that he needs off the top of my head. Strength is a 95. We love that. 95 speed, 95 3. He has pretty much 95 in every stat, it looks like. So that's good because it's a pick'em in terms of whatever stats you want him to be 99. That's what you do. And so you can pick your takeover. This is an important thing with this card. You can pick your takeover with Kyle Kuzma. And obviously most people are going to go with shot take, but you can give him lock take if you want as well, to help him out on that end of the floor. So that's up to you. All right. Ja Morant, not the best signature size up, but Kyrie Irving dribble style makes it that much better. Trey Escape, also fantastic. Don't love the combo moves or the breakdown moves. We have to see what this moving crossover is. He has James Harden behind the back, which is good enough. He's got the James Harden step back. It's a great combo move. It doesn't create a ton of space. Let's see. He's got normal hop jumper, which is solid, and Pro 2 leaner with his shot on very quick. Yeah, I mean, as expected, this is a good card. They made him just shy of absolutely elite, but I do think he can hang with some of the better small forwards in the game, especially depending on which way you want to go with Kyle Kuzma. Because if you feel really comfortable with him offensively already, and you put that defensive take on, he might be a nice blend of a person who can shot create and get buckets and defend for you at a pretty high level. I would not be surprised if this Kyle Kuzma felt really, really good. Because Trey Escape with Kyrie Irving dribble style, even with the, and you guys know from this channel, a lot of this stuff, I have to see how these things all blend in game. And the more I do this channel and the more I experiment with these cards, the more I cannot emphasize enough. The way the dribble moves blend together changes how so many of them are effective. And also the size of the card and, the general dimensions of the card also changes how well those things feel. I'm constantly finding things that expand my perspective and knowledge of the game, and obviously trying to pass that on to you guys. And I'll say this last thing before we go. 2K is not a game that is completely figured out. 2K24, they changed everything. Like, it's such a drastic shift from what we were used to in 21, 2, and 3. It's a completely new system. And 2K is in what other competitive games would call early game, right? This is an early game version of the game. So if you're playing this game and you're trying to get better, you have to approach the game from a learning standpoint, not these are the 5 good dribble moves and I'm always looking for those moves. I do not think that that's where this game is. Last thing I will say about this card, this Pro Hezi is very important which Pro Hezi he gets. Has all of these Larry Birds here, but it doesn't say Larry Bird. So we'll see what that Hezi is, because that's going to be really, really important for the card as well. But yeah, I think Kyle Kuzma is going to have a lot of juice to him. And I think for a lot of people, he could be very much worth locking in. Because let me just see something. If we look at, say, I actually just got the Kawhi card, right? And we look at Kawhi Leonard and we look at his animations. Kyle Kuzma has some things going for him over Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard has the Jamal Murray behind the back, to my recollection, but he doesn't have a good snatch back, right? I think the Harden snatch is going to be better than Kawhi's. And shooting wise, they might be on par. And Kyle Kuzma is taller. So while Kawhi Leonard, I'm not saying Kyle Kuzma is better than Kawhi Leonard, obviously. But I'm saying that if you look at them side by side, there are things about Kyle Kuzma that you might prefer. And once you're in that conversation, it's like, who are you running as small forward? Are you running a defensive guy like, say, Kirilenko? You know, is Kuzma going to be better than Kirilenko? Entirely possible. At 6'9", Kuzma could very much justify his place on the team. So that's going to close it out for us. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. I got to start being a YouTuber and saying that stuff at the beginning of videos. But I just personally like to get right into the content. I don't like when people try to sell me their channel before telling me what the channel's about, before giving me what I want. But I know that it does bring back a higher like and subscriber rate, as our likes are at 100%, but they're not nearly close to our number of views. So we hopefully can get that up and just keep pumping the algorithm with the content of this channel. And thank you so much, guys, for all of your support up until this point. We're going to keep it pushing. We're almost at 1,200. Very, very, very exciting times for this channel. And I cannot thank you enough for supporting me and supporting elevating the conversation here in the My Team community and in the 2K community in general. And I look forward to continuing to cover the game with you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.